It's the outside! I can't wait to go out to the outside. Hi everybody, it's Jess here and I'm here to talk to you all about expat living in Hong Kong. So recently I finished my 7-day quarantine at a designated quarantine hotel here in Hong Kong. I did it from July 5th to 12th and I just want to share my experience with you. So everything I say here is based on my experience and based at the time when I'm doing my quarantine. If you do want to know the most up-to-date rules and regulations, please refer to the government website. As you know, it does change very rapidly. I know there's been talks about reducing the 7-day quarantine to something a little lower. So I'll give you a brief summary of the whole 7-day process. And if you do want to know a bit more about the day-to-day, you can continue watching. I also made an airport arrival process, so I'll link the video up here or in the box below so you can watch how I got from the airport to my designated quarantine hotel. So, a summary regarding testing. 1. You have to be tested every day via RAT, and so they give you a few packs of the self-testing kits which you have to test yourself every day, and then you have to leave the result outside on a chair at the door for the hotel staff to pick it up. When you check into the hotel, maybe on day 2, you'll receive a text message from Prenetics, which is the company that is doing the PCR testing, and it'll give you a link to the website for further details and FAQs. Regarding PCR testing, you have to do PCR testing on day 3, 5, and then post-quarantine 9 and 12. So when you're doing the testing, and at the time that I did it, I only had to do it on day 5. They would come to your door. They came in the afternoon, they knocked on my door. I had to follow a specific set of procedures. Then they swabbed my nose and my throat, and then they're gone to do the analysis. So the next day you'll receive a text message from Prenetics to let you know if your test is positive or negative. If you test negative via PCR test on days 3 and 5 and negative on your RAT test on days 6 and 7, you are allowed to leave the quarantine hotel on day 7. Sometime around day 5, you'll receive a text message letting you know which are the exact dates that you need to go testing for your post-quarantine PCR testing. And this can be done at a community testing facility which can be booked online, which I do recommend, and the testing is free. You get the text message. You don't get the full report as if you would be if you need it for traveling. I recommend booking these 2 days in advance. You have 2 days of booking in the system. If your mandatory date falls on a weekend, it can get pretty busy. So aside from testing, so you do get 3 meals per day with your quarantine stay, and it depends on your quarantine hotel. I stayed at the Ecotreehotel and the meals were sometimes a little meager, sometimes they were pretty good. There were times where I had to get delivered to my door because I was way too hungry and the portion of rice is way too big. For my quarantine hotel, I was allowed to have delivery from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Anything that falls outside of those times, it will be delivered the next day. Regarding like taking your trash and having your hotel room cleaned, you have to take out your own trash. And for my hotel, I had a designated time, like a 1-hour window for me to take out the trash and leave it outside my door. Otherwise, I'll be fined. But if I wanted to request for more sugar or coffee or more garbage bags, I'll WhatsApp the service people and they'll just bring it to me at the door. What was really alarming is that there's a few notices on the door. I actually read one, and one did say that if my neighbors did test positive for RAT or PCR at any time that I am their neighbor, I would get sent to the government facilities. So that's pretty much a summary of what happens in a quarantine hotel and when you need to do your PCR testing. So if you do want to know a bit more about, a day of my life in quarantine, just keep on watching.
Wanna be free of this heart, yeah. Wanna feel your arms around.
Okay, that was not graceful, but I tried to open it up like gracefully.
Yeah, should I hide away?
My view of my quarantine hotel.
Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine? think about you every time. I remember that it's over.
So I think today is Hong Kong style garlic sauce with beef steak, bacon, and spaghetti. See what it looks like.
Left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop. Can't stop. Yeah.
This is an improvement because the beef is actually a lot bigger.
That I'm okay, it's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop. Can't stop. Yeah, yeah. I always knew that this would happen. Yeah. You would find a new distraction. I need you more.
So today is Sunday. It's day 2 of my weekend in quarantine at the Ecotreehotel in Causeway-Bay. So it's the weekend and I'm usually a person who is always out and about on a weekend. So it's actually very refreshing to be able to relax. So today I woke up and I just slept all day. When I arrived at the hotel, I'm like pretty much like, oh my god, I just want to like sleep. It was a long day and it was like a hectic time at the airport. For example, if you're flying to Hong Kong, the airline will have like a designated area to help you fill in the right forms because you have to provide your PCR test, quarantine hotel details, fill in your health declaration. So when I booked my hotel, they sent me a meal sheet so you can choose what meals you like. I received a hearty vegetable with udon, scrambled eggs, and a bun. The udon breakfast with vegetables. I like how they separate it.
Can't stop. No, no.
It's like a hit or miss. Like one day I had for breakfast, it was like one boiled egg, one tiny like corn on the cob piece, and then it was like super salty stir-fried vegetables, and I was so hungry. I had to get takeout. Like I ordered like Pret.
Wanna be free of this heart. Yeah. Wanna feel.
Yesterday was day 5, so I had to do a PCR test. What happened is that they came over with like this like scary looking ventilator with like a tube, and then they stick it right at your face and it like vacuums all the air to make sure that you don't give the person who's doing your swab COVID. Then I did some exercises. I mean, this room is pretty small. There's no space to do my exercises, but I found a way. So I have this like stool here and I'm doing like step exercises.
Tap side to side, just chill. One more, triple tap, 3, 2 basic steps.
Then actually the time does pass very fast. So on the weekdays I'm working, and then after working I'm doing my exercises, and then I have dinner, and then I don't know, watch some Netflix or do some editing, and then I sleep. And tomorrow is actually the last day I'm going to be here in quarantine. I'm allowed to leave the hotel at midnight, and then I think what I need to do is I need to call the hotel to make sure that they are allowing me to be discharged first before I leave the hotel. Otherwise it is a breach of the quarantine policy. Hi. Hi, Leo. Oh, okay,唔該晒. It's time.
Can we let go of tomorrow? Yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I?
So that is the whole entire quarantine process here, 7 days. So I hope that's very informative. If you do want to know more about expat living in Hong Kong, please like and subscribe. Bye guys!